It's crazy to think it's been nearly 20 years since Elf came out in theaters, and in such a short time, it has become a Christmas movie classic. But what you may not have known about this heartwarming comedy starring SNL funny man Will Ferrell is that there were a number of setbacks along the way that could have drastically changed what we love about the movie today. So sit back and relax, because you're about to discover 3 problems that almost ruined the movie Elf. It's hard to imagine anyone else but Will Ferrell playing the role of Buddy, since it is arguably the most iconic role of his career. But there was a time when he was not the one cast as the sweetest overgrown elf of the North Pole. But who could it have been instead, you ask? Well, the answer to that question will take us back to the year 1996, when the screenwriter David Berenbaum first wrote A Christmas Story. No, not that one. A different one. About an adopted elf embarking on a journey to form a bond with his long-lost father. And Berenbaum was lucky enough to get the Motion Picture Corporation of America to option his script. This meant that the MPCA bought the exclusive rights to the screenplay for 1 year, and would fully fund the project going forward if all the other conditions of the agreement were met, such as who was going to play Buddy, and the MPCA wanted Chris Farley. Now, even though Chris Farley was a comic genius in his own right, and was at the height of his tragically short career in the mid-90s, his version of Buddy would have been way different than what David Berenbaum had envisioned. So instead of souring his story with a miscast actor, Berenbaum just decided to wait out the year to let his contract expire with the MPCA so that he could find someone better suited for the role. And aren't we all thankful he did? So after parting ways with the MPCA, Berenbaum was able to put together a ragtag team of filmmakers, including newbie director Jon Favreau, and with a stroke of luck, they were able to get a copy of the script to Will Ferrell, who loved the movie and was totally on board to play Buddy. But there was another problem that nearly shut down the whole movie when they were knee-deep in the middle of filming, and it actually started way back during their first pre-production meeting. In that meeting, Jon Favreau made it clear that he wanted the North Pole's aesthetic to be influenced by Rankin Bass's stop-motion animation films, namely Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But this was music to David Berenbaum's ears, because that's exactly what he envisioned it to look like when he wrote the story. So they went all in on their idea to use Rankin Bass's look when designing the North Pole and all its characters, and figured this wouldn't be a problem. How wrong they were. Because the lawyers at New Line Studios thought the filmmakers had borrowed way too much, and that their costumes especially were too close to the originals to be usable. So the mood of the production changed drastically at that point, because New Line's lawyers were everywhere on the set, constantly asking questions about where do you get the idea for this, and what's your reference for that. And the worst part of it was at that point, the movie would have been sunk if Buddy's costume needed to be changed, because they were so far into production that there was no time or money to go back and refilm everything. So for a few days, the filmmakers were scrambling for ideas to get them out of trouble, which led them to consider changing Buddy's costume to be all blue, or digitally altering it with fancy editing. But luckily, New Line's lawyers had some quick legal work done to make sure they were free and clear of any copyright issues, and then they continued filming with peace of mind and didn't run into any more problems.
False.
Their next problem was the biggest yet, and would have drastically altered the movie forever, all because Will Ferrell suddenly became so popular. It's important to remember that at this point in Ferrell's career, he was a huge former SNL star, but in movies, he was far from being considered a bankable leading man. But that all changed in 2003, while Elf was being edited in post-production. And Ferrell's other big movie that year, Old School, hit theaters, which was the actor's big break as a successful leading man. But the crazy thing is, once New Line executives saw Will Ferrell's newfound appeal as an edgy comedy star, they thought the family-friendly goodness of Elf would clash with audiences' expectations. So after Jon Favreau finished his edit of the movie, New Line executives confiscated all his footage to have a second edit of the movie made to turn Elf into an edgy comedy. But they failed, thanks to Elf's abundance of sweetness, because there wasn't enough edgy material in the script in the first place to make it work. So thankfully, instead of getting an edgy comedy movie starring Chris Farley as a blue-suited man-elf running amok in New York City, we were quite lucky to get the heartwarming and hilarious story we know and love with the irreplaceable Will Ferrell. But let me know in the comments if you think Chris Farley would have been a good choice for Buddy instead. Then click on this video if you want to learn more behind-the-scenes facts about all the crazy stuff Will Ferrell did, like eating chewed gum and nearly getting hit by cars. Or click the suggested video down below to discover more fun facts about your favorite films.